Okay, wow. I guess I really did miss out on all the fun this weekend. All I'm getting is friends sending me pictures, and it's like, dude, I got family that was in the skybox. Friends saying I could have got you in. I had a ticket. You could have went. People like I thought I was gonna run into you. I'm in your city. Man, my phone was blowing up with all of these messages and news and updates and all the craziness that happened through the weekend and people scared and it's it's an overload. But what did catch my attention out of the majority of it was the story about Charles Barkley. Now, Barkley was very animated Thursday. He was in Chicago. He set up for the All-Star game Thursday and I think to Friday. And apparently he was talking, they were having drinks, they did the show, and after the show he was really like laying until, he was there with a lot of people. Shaq was there, a couple other people were there, and he was seemingly laying into people and talking with the Chicago media. They can attest for all of this. Now, all the Chicago media who was there, Barkley was speaking his mind and didn't care who heard him. Now, you got former NBA royalty there. You have celebrities. You got other people who hanging around. And he was just letting his thoughts be known about the All-Star game. He thought the All-Star game was a farce. He thought this thing that they were doing was stupid. It's dumb. Now you got a player about to kill himself out there trying to win a damn All-Star game. You go out for the weekend. It's the only weekend you got of the whole season where you get to rest and have a good time and relax. It's just dumb. And the wins and losses in the All-Star game, it don't nobody give a damn about that. So that was his approach going into this thing. So it was like, why is Charles even here to do the job if all he gonna do is shoot down the idea? But I agree with him. A lot of the stuff Charles Barkley say, people be like, man, Charles is a hater or Charles is this. A lot of the stuff he say, I agree with. And it's just the unpopular answer. But Charles doesn't say something that's, on the borderline, and then he'll say some stuff that I just don't agree with. But I never went against Charles for speaking his mind. So some smart guy from the media started asking him about how people think about him and view him, and basically like, man, people hate on you, Charles, and man, I can give a damn what people say about me. And that's what his whole attitude was, because he was talking about Jim Boline. Jim Boline is a friend of his, and that's the coach of the Chicago Bulls, Dumb and Dumber. And all he was saying was that he's a good friend of mine, but would not elaborate more, but by saying he's just a good friend of mine. That's it. And would not go further into that. Now, I'm just checking my messages right quick. But he also alluded to take shots at what many people believe he was taking shots at Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. And that's all people were saying to me. Like, yo, he went at Captain Jack. When he was up there, man, he was talking, man, sounded like he was going at Captain Jack. And I'm like, what? Yeah, Barkley was tripping. So apparently, his statements he made the other day, Thursday night, a lot of people was feeling a certain way. So after that, they was talking about people hating on you on social media. And he started talking about he don't care. He started hating on the Chicago Bulls. Started saying that marketing had regressed. He wasn't a good player as much as he thought. Zach LaVine. If you 5-25, ain't no way in the world you should be in an All-Star game. All these players crying and whining. See, in our day, when we played, you couldn't even get a jersey made unless you were an All-Star. And now you got players who ain't never even been in an All-Star game. They got TV shows and they talking about people who 15, 16 time NBA All-Stars and people who done been around the globe and people believe in them and listening to them as if when they played, they were doing them things. But on the internet and social media, you could fool people into believing you somebody. And people thought that was a shock. Well, the people that was there. The people that was there thought this is a shot at Captain Jack and Matt Barnes. Because neither one of them appeared in the All-Star game. They both got championships, though. But not everybody get to go to the All-Star game. So I'm thinking maybe he saw something. Or maybe he heard something. But Charles Barkley was unhinged. And he had a point. They give these guys too much. And his point about the new All-Star game, I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? So this morning, a lot of people sending me like, yo, did you check out Captain Jack? Did you check out Captain Jack? I'm like, whoa, what happened? What are you talking about? He was, yo, go check out Captain Jack. And hit me back. I'm like, dude, it's 6 in the morning. When did Captain Jack say, nah, it's 6 in the morning? This is what he came with.
You know you didn't talk about me. If you know you really don't like me, don't shake my hand. Don't shake my hand. When you see me, don't fake it. Just wallet. Beeline. Beeline or something. You know what I'm saying? Don't be faking me. I don't want you to be fake because I'm not gonna be fake with you. Them days is over. You know what I'm saying? I seen how these motherfuckers doing my boy after how great he was. And if you understand how good, how much it takes for somebody to be great, then you'll respect what I'm saying. If you don't like me, if you don't fuck with me and you see me somewhere, man, don't shake my hand just because we there. You trying to just do the right thing. Don't shake my hand, dog. Because I'm gonna feel your fake energy and I'm gonna know it's fake anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, if I gotta work with you and you really don't like me, let's just get our work done, but I'm not gonna be fake with you. We can work together. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of this shit. This shit crazy.
So a lot of people said, oh, he talking about Chuck. And that's the way they sent it to me today. And now the messages that now people are assuming he's talking about Captain Jack and Matt Barnes. To be fair to Charles, he never stated their names. If what it was related to me, he never gave the names of Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. When he spoke with everybody else, he gave up a name. But Charles is aware that people have been talking about him, and he just, like he said, he don't give a damn. But he did mention Zach LaVine, and he did mention the Chicago Bulls, and Jim Boline is his bestie, and all those different things. But he wouldn't go in on Boline. My thing is, if you're going to go in, even if he's your friend and all of that, you going to reserve the right, but then you can, go in on everybody else. That's not journalistically correct. You basically choosing who you going after. You placing your punches. But okay, you want to do that? That's fine. But I agree with him on the All-Star game. It is dumb and it is stupid to have these guys come out there and basically just play a fourth quarter. And you trying to make a game 7 feel to the All-Star game. We want like that game 7 feel. Okay. Then what happens when the guy gets hurt? Oh, he shouldn't have been playing that hard in the All-Star game. Because that's what's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. You skated away from it now, but what happens next time? Then that's when everybody going to start, like, oh, okay, this format ain't working. But it takes that, unfortunately, for people to see they're avoiding the real problem. And the real problem is your butt ain't playing. The All-Star game was going on for years and was a great game that happened during the 90s, that happened during even the 2000 era. There were great games being played in the All-Star game. It didn't start to become terrible to watch until it was basically on the shoulders of this LeBron guy. When he started being the guy in the East and coming out playing the game and sucking it up, you got guys standing around. Y'all not playing. There's a way to play the game and have fun and still let guys do their thing and have fun. And that's the game. The game in the fourth quarter, in the last 5 minutes, guys normally lock down, start playing D, and start treating it like it's real, and try to win the game. But until then, everybody's just really having fun. So it's not about, we got to score this many points, or we got to try to destroy this team by that many, because you're fooling yourself. In actuality, that's all you're doing. You making the NBA look like a gimmick. And that's what it's looking like, a circus with a bunch of clowns. Now, I'm not finna say, everything Captain Jack and Matt Barnes say is gold, but I love their format. I love their show because they give you the real. I don't like all the smoking. I'm a non-smoking individual. I think that clouds a lot of judgment and leads for emotional decisions. But I get the point. I really get them and what they're bringing to the table. Not everybody's going to be an all-star, ladies and gentlemen. That's not how this game works. There were role players and guys who've never been in an all-star game that was extremely valuable to teams and they structure and they format. I mean, Cam Jack was partially responsible for the Indiana Pacers being like one of the number one teams in the East before that Malice in the Palace thing. He was a very intricate person on the San Antonio Spurs offense, even though they put shackles on his game. So if you don't fit the role that they trying to put you in, it could smother your game. There's guys who averaged like 27 points a game in college, come to the pros and they don't even average 6 or 7 points, but they had the ability to score 30 and 30 a night if they released and forced to, like they take the shackles off their game. You see what I'm saying? So it's a lot going on. I mean, Charles know that. Charles know that. It's just a way to send a shot at somebody, but Charles know that. Come on. So you just gotta, figure it out in your own mind. Make your own decision. So if he was talking to Charles, Charles ain't gonna feel no certain way about it. I don't know, but it is what it is. At this point, I mean, hey, pick your poison. It's your boy Cino, man. I'm out. Don't forget to support the page, man. Support the movement. I want to see y'all hit the Cash App up. Carcino, the name on the Cash App. Make sure you follow my Twitter too, man. Carcino on Twitter. Hopefully you guys got Twitter, so in case you don't get a notification here, you will get it on my Twitter account. It will be on my timeline. They do not miss a video. One.